everyone, welcome back to Acres of Clay. Today I thought it would be a perfect day to make some ice cream. And the reason being, it's in the 90s and it's hot, and I always like to have something cold for when the guys want a cold snack in the middle of the afternoon. So I went to the store the other day and picked up some root beer. So this afternoon we are having root beer floats, and I need to make the ice cream for that. But I want to make the ice cream ahead of time, that way I can get it in the freezer and it can get a little bit more firmer. If we eat it right out of the maker, then it tends to be a little bit more soft. So I'm gonna make this up and then stick it in the freezer and have it ready for this afternoon. It's a super easy recipe. There's no pre-cooking anything. My recipe doesn't call for eggs or any kind of canned milk. It's just simple milk, cream, some sugar, and some flavoring, pretty much. So let's get making some. So I have the standard ice cream maker. You can see you put the ice in here with the salt. You have the motor that sits on the top, and this goes inside, right? So that's what I'm going to be using for making our ice cream today. My recipe calls for 2 cups of heavy cream, and I've been saving this cream, and I have 4 cups. So I might actually make 2 batches. I can't make 2 batches in this, I don't think. I've never tried actually. So I'm going to put half of the cream right here into this. You probably are supposed to mix it in a bowl beforehand, but why dirty another bowl? I can mix it in here. Alright, so 2 cups of heavy cream and 2 cups of whole milk. Gonna use my whole milk that's in here. I didn't take all the cream out of it, so I'm just gonna use that. So in here I have my heavy cream and my 2 cups of heavy cream, my 2 cups of whole milk. And then I'm gonna add about 3/4 cup of sugar. So I've got about 3/4 cup of sugar here. I'm gonna add right to it. The recipe that I use says to use 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and I have a really strong vanilla here, so I'm not gonna use 2 tablespoons. I will probably use 2 teaspoons. Just because I've made it with that much vanilla, and just kind of, the vanilla is overpowering, especially if you want to add any fruit to it or make it a different flavor. If you want to just keep it vanilla, then yeah, you might want to add a little bit more. But I'm going to be flavoring this with root beer, so I don't want it to just taste like vanilla. You understand? Alright, so, and then just a pinch of salt. That looks like a pinch, maybe a pinch and a half. I'm gonna get a spoon, so I'm just gonna stir this up, and that's it. That's as easy as it is. And then we're gonna put the paddle in. I'm gonna get the ice maker ready, and I'll show you how I do that. Did you need something?
I'm just watching.
Here's my paddle. It goes right in here. So then this goes in here like this, but I got a lid for this. There's the lid. We'll set this in here, and then I'm gonna fill ice all around this and sprinkle some salt in there. My freezer has an ice maker, and I just take it out, fill it all up. Alright, so this is the ice cream salt that I just put in. I don't measure this because I have no idea. I just stick some in. Okay, probably a cup.
Obviously, you're not much of a measurer then.
Now we're going to put the motor on the top. That just sits on like this. Kind of snaps in place. You plug it in. And it just spins that. It just spins the canister inside. Okay, I'm going to come back. I'll show shut that off for a second. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna let this probably do its thing for 20 minutes, and then I'll check it. If I think it's ready, then I'll stick it in the freezer. But if I think it needs a little bit more time, then I'll leave it in for another 10-15 minutes, and I'll bring you back to show you what it looks like in about 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes, so we're going to take a quick peek and see what this looks like. All I gotta do is take the motor off the top. I'm not going to remove this because I don't want to remove it from the, I'm just going to take the lid right off of it. Oh boy, yeah, it definitely needs a little bit more time. You can kind of see already what it's starting to look like. It's definitely still milky-ish, so I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit longer. Alright, it's been several minutes. We're gonna check it again. Oh, yay! It's so much better. Look, you can see it's so much better. It's increased in its size so much. So that's awesome, yay! So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna save this ice and maybe make another batch if it's enough. It should be enough. And I'm gonna take the ice cream out of here and put it in some kind of container that I can freeze. So I have like this plasticware, whatnot. I forgot to taste it. That's a right amount of vanilla. Again, I wanted to say that my vanilla is just a really strong vanilla. What do I use? It's this. I don't know if you guys see this. I have it in the dark vanilla and the clear vanilla. I like the flavor of this, but if you have a vanilla that's not super strong like that, some type of vanilla extract that just doesn't have a lot of flavor, then you could go ahead and add 2 tablespoons. Here it is. There's your ice cream. And now I'm actually gonna put this in another container because I don't have a lid for it. It needs to be in a lid and it will probably expand a little bit. But this you can eat this right now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna freeze it and get it a little bit firmer, and then we'll make root beer floats out of it. And I'll bring you back for that when we do that this afternoon. Is it good?
Yes, very good. I shall be back for more.
Okay.